Sentinels! Giantx! We realize that we come with this.
Down, but they are on a clock wire with the drift across the map by Flickless.
Gold cover gonna go down backside, west side. Two on the anchor from elbow.
Big opening here. Sentinels realize they're priced into this at this point. With west side out of the picture now, they're gonna have to commit, but a paranoia is gonna slow them up in further, and this has brought time for Flickless now to turn up in A main. Sentinels have decided they've rattled sabers enough here on this A side of the map, and they're slowly pulling out.
This B site is entirely vacant with Flickless pushing through B main. It allowed all of Giantx to rotate over to A, post up with the entire team. But now, trade-off, Sen are going to get that free plant on the B side. But you have to favor Giantx being able to take this retake down. It's just going to come down to competent trades in this 4 versus 3.
Zen can still set up here and at least take a tower position. Naturally, an 08 will post up in elbow. They're concerned about a Rappy coming from spawn side, but all of Giantx now have announced themselves, and that's Grabinho. Not solo, they're at top mid. Flickless not able to take a trade though, and Zekken from that tower spot. That Ghost is starting to sing out. A lot of good damage. Ara knocked down to 15. Zekken able to slide across now, but it's Flickless who's exploring the site itself, and Giantx been pretty darn good on Corrode. It's the defense side that's raised a few eyebrows in the past. Here's Zekken trying to challenge early slide on out, but Cloud deals with him. His west side will remain in that pocket spot.
Zelsis going to go ahead and grab that orb. I'm interested in seeing what Westside is going to bring on this Vice pick, because throughout Stage 2, he was running kind of his patented Cypher on this map, and he was locking down that B site with some very creative setups. But Giantx have very much so indexed into the meta of this map that we've been seeing more globally. Have certainly been seeing a lot of in Americas. These are agents that Sen are definitely going to be prepared to play against. They've got a lot of experience against them.
Delsa's likely in an attempt to sell something more at A. Doesn't just draw out the shield wall, he commits and is easily picked off. Not the most inspired way to try and catnip Giantx over at A, but it does at least allow the Sentinels to set up. They've not gotten in. Flickless looks to kick them at arm's length now as we head into the last 30 seconds of the round.
Sen should have no hopes of dealing any damage here, but I do believe they're able to kind of min-max the orb situation and collect each on the 2 sides of the map. West side likely going to clean up these last 2 players. Can go a little bit awry, but all good.
Posting towards it. The gate crash set up here. Flickless though is down. That's a pick over towards top mid. He just goes for an exploration, and Bang was holding the line already.
And look at Giantx at the top of the map. They're now concerned about some of the gaps that are open, but Sen have just been biding their time, waiting to get into this A site, which is now totally devoid of any anchors.
Also, great presence in A main still for Sentinels here. An off angle by John. And they'll be able to drift over. This puts Giantx in a bit of an awkward spot. Grabinho has been so dependable in this controller role. Will have to find a way in himself here.
Cover going out.
Look, over towards pocket, that is at least going to eliminate that as an option, and also let Giantx start to get into the side itself. Zekken waiting. Prowler though, eaten up, close range. He's going to relay vault to try and get the space. He's low down to 45, but the paranoia here comes on through. West side of Cloud look to step up. Zekken will be first up and last out, apparently. Grabinho hasn't really been able to move from this position at all.
Giantx are ready to contest with this paranoia.
Prowler's following him out.
Multiple players, yeah. Prowler going through, but Bang, crucial kill.
Around able to use the paper mache walls to his favor though. Takes Bang down now, wants to try and challenge mid off the flash. Not much to be seen there, but Flickless is able to take care of Zelsis. And that's the control of the B side of the map secured.
This is Giantx saying you're not going to be taking mid for free. What an adjustment from Aura. A gate crash if he does need to escape, but wow, actually just pops it as a fake immediately that he's gotten back out towards that B-side link, but he's staying posted up.
Here's that proactivity on defense for Giantx, but this time it puts him right in John's crosshairs. Ara at least is able to respond, again emerging from that top mid spot. He's already had 3 kills in the round, locking mid down, causing that spike to go loose, and leaving it all up to Zekken.
Those remaining Sen players, numbers dwindling away because they just have too many angles to cover.
A double face here is easy to put together. Zekken has to expect that, yeah. Flickless has been hard to shift on that B side of the map. Zara starting up close and personal this time, a little more than he perhaps bargained for at top mid. Now 3 players in link. Surely Giantx pop from here.
Well, yeah, they want to re-push. Steel guarded as well. Sen routed, running down mid, but Bang caught up top, so is Zekin.
Confirmation though as Westside steps into mid. This is under the effects of Steel Garden, by the way. The classics ring out. I've never seen a better endorsement for the bundle than that. And the A side is open for Sentinels.
A cool, proactive idea from GX
They
to
lost
try
the
to
pistols.
refight into the mid. But with Sen being able to escape towards the bottom and then, you know,
Back in the beat if they don't think the timing, they're in trouble. Now, no one's going to be affected by this Nightfall. Flickless, though, does step in, and the Steel Garden is active this time against GX. Bang with the paranoia. They're going to have to hit this at some point, and Zekin gets in there with the overdrive. A player at top mid on the other side of the smoke, and it's very clear where Flickless was standing. He's hit with that seize, and all of GX now getting mowed down. Coming out of top mid, even at long range, Zekin downs Ara. Call actually provided. And then they've got such a massive inherent advantage. And Zelsis off the rip finally wins one against Flickless here at B, but he has some backup.
this is just a Sheriff's round for GX, so can't really fault Flickless for trying to go for something aggro.
Again, this is...
It's all of GX going for something aggro, which it's really felt like every single round so far. Nice shot from Cloud, does deal with Zekin.
John gets a lot of damage on this corner, in fairness. But the kill. Picked up for GX. Okay, man, those regen shields really getting pushed their limits for John. He is going to have to give a lot of ground here and try and play at arm's length. He's given a lot of map control here to GX, but all of Sen are entrenched now in the post-plant scenario at B.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, they should just be trying to kill John here, and they are, but
thank you.
Able to collect both. Well played from Sen's IGL.
Like the look from Gravino this game, but he has not been able to get on the board in a gainful manner. And
with the op, and then forcing those attackers into Westside's sight, where he's so fantastic at anchoring.
doesn't see it, doesn't check the corner. Danger abounds. Westside, he takes his opportunity and he converts on it. And there's Bang to fall as well. Perhaps some more dotty of eyes, crossing of T's required there for Sentinels. But they have crumbled in a screaming heap.
He is such a stunningly consistent player in scenarios just like that. Playing in anchored positions, Zelsis is going to be able to pick up this one, but still, how can they wrangle this back? Time is getting quite low, 30 seconds remaining. Spike,
30 seconds
isolated
left.
top mid. Why not go for it? They have infinite amounts of money right now, but...
There's a haunt, shot out. Phone spotted, now we're going to start spamming, I suspect. Ara obviously with the op, able to hold that line down. John is left alone against 4. That wall heavily perforated, the damage starting to come in. An auspicious number of health left here for John. Only 6 seconds left in the round to maintain this weapon. He'll wait for a step up, caught in the sea towards Yard, which is the omen left back towards mid. Here's the Nightfall coming through. Narrate deals with Cloud. That's the eventual peak into mid dealt with.
Left.
And some elbow control being assumed now for Zelsis. Slow and steady. There's a relay bot catching on to Gravino. He's struggling in this game. Narrate doubles down. West side out of the picture now. The close facility, the A side's been cleared. And Flickless walks headlong into an up shot.
That was simply the perfectly placed recon bolt from Zekin. That connected onto both anchoring players on their re-entry after being stalled so heavily for them that they try to exploit some of these lanes in mid, knowing that that pit is in B main. Kill from Cloud, just spam, I believe, yeah.
Might have been off the back of some of that U to lead the way. Zekin now falling. That is mid presence completely neutralized. That was a peek out from A short. Now where do you go? Sen are running out of options. They did draw the Viper's Pit out onto the B side of the map. Flickless felt like that was an appropriate investment. But elsewhere, there's no penetration here for Sentinels.
GX just do a great job of finding those kills in mid, the only really
30
open lane
left.
that Sen had, and now they're going right back into this pit in B main. Zelsis with the
Please
attack
check that corner this
up.
time.
This is something he's been picking up a lot more recently in stage 2.
Okay, they're going to try and seize maybe to clear out. Yeah, this pit. Oh, they've got a catch there, and again, it's Gravino set up on the corner. Pip down though, Flickless inside of it, caught inside to seize, but Gravino nicely done with a recovered operator. Deals with Narrate, and this puts John in an impossible situation. He'll just hope to walk away with weapon intact. 2 Sentinels down. Do they want to imply they've been affected by it? Pull out your secondary.
I mean, that does enough that Flickless does get his gun back in time, ready to fight towards Link. Second,
What? That is a nasty one. Gravino able to cover at least, and now swinging into 2. It's Bang, deals with him. did catch the pocket player with the paranoia. It's shocking to me that there's even a trade. Nicely done for GX, and Zelsis is dug out of position. Traded though, west side off the map. Now player inside elbow, and Sentinels have the pre-plant Viper's Pit in play.
Then caught by that Prowler, knows it's time to just get out of there. This dimensional drift trying to spot players out for Cloud, but with Aura isolated, no value to be found from this ultimate.
What's the play supposed to be for Aura? Yeah, I think discretion might be the better part of Valley here. Play off the side, hold the op. Still another round left in the half. Maybe get yourself a freebie if anybody steps past the line of scrimmage.
Really has no choice but to save. Look at the status of the catch for GX. It is sick reactions that this guy has when he's playing with the op.
Now, he's over in that mid position. Gate crashed here after that first pick in A. Three players of Sentinels here grouped out trying to make their way through short. This is not being actively checked by Grabinho. Now the ball comes up at a nice time for them to get on in. Aura now needs to spend a shot, get back through the wall. This is going to get that top mid control over. The Sentinels have struggled to fight for this part of the map. It's been very expensive for them, and they don't really want to force the issue there. Still trending in that A direction one.
They draw a lot of attention towards P. Good paranoia from Grabinho will stall things up. For Sen, maybe allow for a rotate timing. Well, rotate is gone now. Westside at least with a pretty swift trade. Sen still need to deal with the anchors here on this site from GX.
And they're still on a clock from that rotation in through mid. It's Cloud with a Guardian now to give a quarterback a good count of himself. And that's Grabinho for 2. Testing A main now. Near Viper ball to keep them at bay, and they're going to step over that. And a Razorbind there and Flickless.
And there it just walks out into the open angle and it's left John
alone as
alone.
well. John's been able to find 2. Surely not more from John QT. A stunning 3-piece that has now given Sen a chance to come up for air. And Zelsis deals with the spike carrier. A round that felt all but lost there. Salvaged by the captain.
I suppose Nere feeling like if he goes out, they wouldn't expect John to be behind that box as well. So sacrifices his life. And
yes.
John, he definitely made the most of it.
They never expect the second player to swing alone.
But listen, if there's anyone that could win a 1v2 right now for GX, it is Westside. He is white hot.
Arcrose confirms no presence in the side after the fact. Westside has pulled back now, though. Giving his position away. Smoke thrown up here. Bang will be waiting within its depths now. Zelsis already got it to half, and Westside gets a frosty reception when he...
Couple shafts for GX. See if they can get anything accomplished here.
Zekin very far forward, but this is being checked for. This is about to be ugly. Oh my goodness, the rate bails him out. Zekin has the wherewithal to pull out the classic and go for some right clicks. Oh yeah, classic NA sting around, I suppose.
A little bit of stall, and Zekin is actually posting up towards that link. Dodges out the paranoia.
All right, in the site, Grabinho also TPing across, very much like Lotus here, as those two are able to get a bit further ahead. Into the site, rotations coming back through, spawn here for Sentinels, and a position taken up in tower. But remember, these are just stingers, with the exception of Bang's Bulldog.
There was really no opportunity for Sen to flood their players not in position. Zekin continually just smoked off. And now on the re-entry, they're going to have to deal with these thorns on the ground.
Yep. And no Steel Garden, no Nightfall, none of that sort of accoutrement, so to speak. In we go, Zekin up first, banged out as John and QT step in. No one to trade there for Aura, but yet it's Narrate with the Sheriff to step up. Cloud, you think would be dug out of this corner in a few moments. Economically, this is massive for Sentinels. Here at an international, gonna feel good for them. Again, they want that mid-control here, but they're being pinged out. It's actually Grabinho spotted by the horns. And an easy pickup for Zekin through all this smoke.
All the GX players, but just Sheriffs are caught in the corner. What on earth is that? Come on, man. That's not how the game is supposed to be played.
Give me that white rip of PvP,
That's not how the game is supposed to be played, bro.
Baby. Oh my goodness.
He has the spike right now, so maybe we'll see a scenario where this dimensional drift allows them to get the plant down, and then they can Nightfall to win out in the post plant.
Aura in shot there, concealing surely a massive chin. Very chiseled. And beginning with the dimensional drift, and now sees the Nightfall come out. Cloud caught out of that timing. Looks like Aura's going to commit to the sights, and he's sent packing by Bang, who'll happily occupy this pocket position and play off second where it even needed. From John here. And you're right, Wyatt, you called it. Nightfall comes on in. They want to fight for this here. Razorbind already popped out on the side. Zekin is there already. And he has got an overdrive to work with. Straight through the pit he goes. He's ready to throw down. Spot that Grabinho. It's electrified from Zekin. High voltage warning should be on the label for this guy. Not quite the ace, but still, well, it's a show-stopping performance.
Bang cleans this up. 12 rounds for Sen.
Wow, they've been getting a lot of kills, having a lot of success on this defense side. Far cry from what we've seen domestically from them. Looks like they've tightened the screws a little bit here. Horn does ping out Grabinho, though stuck inside that corner. Aura's already gone down, and Zekken tries for a flamboyant slide across mid. Sentinels encouraged here to slow the pace down a little. And finally, they've given some mid control over.
And why not go for that if you're Zekken?
Here.
At this point, he's feeling himself.
Yeah, just a little bit of confidence. Flickless, unfortunately, peaks into two Sen players who've taken full A main control.
Oh, God!
Spike down A.
Well, Cloud gets onto A. Unfortunately, it's in a body bag, and narrates. Slots in 4. Re-smoked to B main, and Cloud diligently is looking to clear this corner very carefully, but Zekken is not looking towards his left at all, just kind of hedges on the right side. However, Grabinho flattened at A, run over by Sentinels, who now can accelerate into the site and start to set up for a post-1.
Unfortunate that GX lose a player immediately after that. Was some nice awareness from Cloud to pick off Zekken, the initial first kill. Zelsis ready to flash, maybe to fight towards spawn, but no, Sen going to call that off.
Because of the one-way, likely.
He's just playing right now with that fault line towards Link when GX try to get back in here. They do have a good amount of breach util of their own to do so.
Zelsis still holding onto it. Veins starting to emerge on his forehead now. Patience, patience, and release. It's onto the site now. Ara the only player in, though, and it's staggering. The spacing of players has really thrown Sen for a loop. The narrates some sharp shooting. It's just not remotely enough. Very awkward. Flick this out to get through, though. Zekken for a moment, thinking to remain towards top mid, but now it's going to be a large flood across here into market. West side not able to find anyone. Some damage on Delta, but the looks of things, and Zekken takes the fight to him like a bat out of hell. It ends up being a trade at backside. West side for one, but John gets in there with the classic. Flickless overwhelmed. Sentinels running in numbers. And Grabinho with the Bulldog has to salvage the situation.
Cloud only has the Ghost right now. Probably can't recover. A gun goes in. Zelsis just
not
ready
good
for that.
There's Grubby, though. A little more than a 1. I don't hate this position from Cloud. It's so dirty. Zekken walks up into it. And so GX will take their pint of blood early in the round. Nicely done by West side.
Stunning shot.
And this is GX for you. So active in these early rounds. So proactive. Looking to work the map. Push up for info. Take risks. And it's given them the edge. Even if not the rifle drop there in B main.
Now Westside hears all of these players running forward. Catches one with the cam. GX are trying to be fast on this rotate. And Celsius isolated. That relay bolt forced narrate back or he would have been caught.
Frustrating for Zelsis. He certainly would have felt stranded there as the rest of Sentinels pulled the plug. Now I have to try and work them out with only 2 players up. Narrate considering a double back here. Someone who's been very vocal, Wyatt, in saying that when he can contribute more to the ideas of this team, he feels like the game goes better, but he struggles when he's not performing well to have that voice.
Aura takes this contact. But that haunt ensures that Westside's position, I think, will be revealed. I couldn't tell actually if he broke that, if it was Flickless. Regardless, Sen do not want to get into that B site. They know there are multiple players there. Yeah, but what options do they have?
They've had no mid control at all, and Grabinho is able to scope up in time to deal with John. And simply, he will pull back now towards the middle of the map. Oh, nice little angle there.
Give it back to Zelsis a little bit. He stood up for their ego.
But he didn't know what to say, really, did he? He just sort of stood up. Grabinho, whoa, they're having problems standing on their feet right now, Sentinels. Cut down aggressively. Grabinho is able to push up here, and Flickless can only go 1 for 1. Still, with Sentinels committing all of the remaining resources to that elbow part of the map, it'll leave Zelsis limping away with a recovered Phantom. An 8 in the chamber.
Nice shot from Cloud.
They do have the option, of course, to try and play top mid, pull the rotation through, and all just get gunned down, apparently, by GX. Man, that's going to lock Sentinels out of the round. It feels very hard to bounce back from that. What, are you going to go back to the side that Ara's still posted up on? Probably find a fault line opportunity when it comes back available, but Zekken's going to go straight into market anyway. Sees the trip, clears it.
No, he gets killed. Wow. Center trying to pivot into some kind of crazy A split right now. A smoke is placed top left mid. For Zelsis to maneuver in. Aura still has this operator not spotted out.
Dangerous there, very dangerous, but Bang goes for a diligent little shoulder peek. Ara, those asking for more, and there's no opportunity to trade it back. Flickless may have fallen, that's a breach util gone, but most of it was already expended to the favor of GX now. We've got 12 seconds left in the round. Sentinels accelerating here. My goodness. threatening to break the sound barriers. They hit that A side, and all of GX get rounds like that.
Now, we've seen from GX, when they have a Hunter's Fury, they often like to send it into spawn just like this. R will push down Grabinho through mid. This is something that Sen need to be prepared for. It's a play that they like to activate, that they've used in EMEA.
Zelsa's got battered there by the Hunter's Fury, and Grabinho winning in tiles is huge. It means that GX don't have to worry about
the spike is down in that corner. Sen are getting sold out by the dark cover, paranoia going through, or in an isolated 1v1 though.
They have the Rolling Thunder to get A-main control back. That is absurd. A counter one comes out though. Flickless lets it go, but it's Grabinho who eventually falls by the wayside. Sentinels have not got off the starter's mark in this round, and Zekin's not there to double up. Now trying to at least play off this aftershock. Zelsa's got his, and it all falls apart.
Grabinho is still just posted up on this dark cover angle and knows he needs to get the hell out of here with his overdrive on the way.
Is he TPing? Yes, he gets out just in time, but he TPs into the relay bolt. Flickless though, sharp shooting, gets himself set up backside. And crucially, Bang's still in play, so need a smoke to come back online for him as 30 seconds are left in the round to probably cover up, that spot in spawn. But Ara has had time to get here with the op. John, he sprays through smoke. Realizes Flickless is there for the taking, and Bang maybe doesn't know the lay of the land before he TPs in like that. Much improved on Sunset. They're going to thrust down mid again. They're going for it. Ara tears that to shreds. Sentinels barely get out of bed before getting clotheslined. Ara finally taken down, but once more, Sen cannot get 10 seconds into the round with 5 players wide. They just can't do it.
This is just another play out of the GX strat book that we've seen from them before, and no team seems to know how to stop them. It's just the combination of their initiator util, the push down mid, a push through B main. There's a fault line that comes through B main that canvases all of bottom mid for Aura to fight. And then there's that recon up top. It's just, they run the same plays and it just keeps on working.
And here's a neural theft for John. Sees all of this at top mid.
The second baited into that swing, and I mean, why not? Cloud was right there using that drone, obviously. It's just good that he had support from Flickless for that instant trade.
Zekin doubled his entire kill total in that round, Wyatt. He had a quiet outing up until this point. John has been making plenty of noise. This timing is going to hurt them, though! Side of the map down, but it's to where push comes to shove. Zekin gets onto the side behind the box, but the aftershock came through. And Cloud swings for the fences. 2 kills cleaned up. Now Ara decides to get a little active. Catches Zelsis out. Timing certainly works in his favor. And Westside will step in when needed. Pushing into this.
Much faster from Sen. They're going for that 3-prong sight exec, splitting from multiple sides.
Now how do they deal with the anchors though? Westside's going to be dug in here, but Narrate steps up with a Guardian. They know, Prowler confirms. Westside in the corner and only gets his one. Stinger goes to work for John. And a Nightfall now to catch the players rotate in. 2 pings at Boba. Tells the whole story for Sentinels.
This is a pace adjustment from Sen that GX were not expecting. Ooh. Crucial win from Grabinho.
Ugly stuff with the Stinger, but util in hand for when Narrate steps up to the plate. And now it's on Cloud and Flickless to make their way through a smoked out Boba. Money, damn good for GX, and it might be worth going for it, but they are caught off the site. Cloud wants to wrap around, has a lot to say across the stage so far this game. Glove now to show some bite with the bark wide. Nice swing. And second down. Narrate steps up, and Cloud might just be him right now. Bang is all over the place, and Flickless is more than happy to put him out of his misery.
And after just an absolute all-star performance from Zekin on that map 1, here on map 2, he has been completely nullified by this GX defensive util. Has really had no opportunities for clean entries.
No ping, though, being set up just yet. Looks like the Sova Dart comes in a little late.
Flickless has maneuvered his way into the site, ready to throw out some util, but Sen are ahead of it.
Alright, gets the jump on him there. It's going to be a relay bolt. Narrate just stuck to the ground, transfixed. Watches the sword fall. And there's a Hunter's Fury that Sentinels are waiting on. In the last round of the half, Sentinels are unlikely to put much of a scratch on Giantx. Spike is heavily within enemy territory, and John has to stand. Actually, you have to kind of beat them on an individual basis. And that's been hard to do with all this util slanting engagements in GX's favor. Big stack here of B main set up for Sentinels. That allows the Westside to be extracted early, but there's Cloud standing tall. John at least controls any ingress towards that Boba area. And there's Zekin tucked in his corner. This is a pretty conservative approach here for Sentinels, but they are getting torn apart a little. Narrate lit here by the bolts. At least finds Cloud as he gets around the corner, but he's gone low.
Wow, Flickless able to dodge that out.
Now he got into the sights. Spotted out by Flickless though. German unable to win. Prowler from mid. That's now cleared. GX basically contained by his util usage and now hitting a paranoia as they try and get out of market. John's there, Bulldog sings out, good damage. Cloud on the side, somehow able to win these very unlikely scenarios, but Ara is contained by Bang. Matches his freak, so to speak, and Cloud at 19. It's caught on the site, Bang knows he's coming and is trained on that corner. Still not enough to get him out of there. Cloud getting some pretty ridiculous 1v1 moments. Waiting until, of course, some of that key util cycles back.
Yeah, they get that fault line back up, and now it's go time.
Ara onto the side, runs in and narrate first. It's going to be Bang, no credit with the kill. Bang gets ahead of that dark cover, and now the paranoia comes out late. Gravino thought he had the drop on narrate, but he couldn't have been more wrong. The rain eventually falls, and there it is. Nice little flash through the smoke. Little two-piece from GX now. Assume control of the side.
Westside peeks out, might be able to catch him. Second.
Timing.
Gets the opening with the outlaw.
Relay bomb might make things hard on the side. That's John downed. Westside sharp as attack, folks. And made up in the second map of the series.
John has the trip set up for backside control. We'll see if they try to make their way out at all. Second. I know John does get that catch.
Yeah, Ara in the corner. Still a lot of side control for GX. Now they are deep. They can anchor in the post plant. Grabinho very mindful of a sort of off-timing push out of Boba, though.
And now Zelsis, he does have that full kit to get back in. Narrate's still with Prowlers to play with. The Seas as well. Sen have all the tools.
Arnis Fury, though. Cloud going to try and preempt this now and spots out Bang by the looks of things back towards spawn. John tagged out, has the dodge away. Some damage done. Sentinels are against the clock. Need to get in here. Stinger there for Zelsis. Looks like fault lines avoided by Flickless. He tries to get ahead of the game, and so far not too shabby, but Zekin is up on the side and demanding some attention. Brought down by Cloud, and Narrate's got to step up in his absence. Does Bang. Tough job. Someone's going to do it. It's going to work mid again. Pretty underboard. Sentinels here. Zekin opts to go out. Look for something. The setup was there for him.
Yeah, cosmetic stun. Just one taps him. Cool. That is crazy.
8 and 16.
And now after pressuring mid, GX is going to go back, meet up with the rest of their teammates in B main and try to close this game out.
Two pretty one-sided maps back-to-back if this round goes the way we expect it to. Some volatility has been introduced into this series. Okay, TP there from Bang. That gets him set up in Boba nice and early. Johnny's in that corner, and Ara not able to fully clear it. Still suspicious, mind you. But John will have the drop on the site. Cloud with the plant now. Going to be forced out of the cubby by that after shot, but John's going to have to get active. Another side of the cage set up. He does not want to show himself. I get it. But Ara and Cloud already racking him up. And John eventually falls. Zelsis pees in, gets one with a rolling thunder will put him down. And then decides to get on out, drawing a lot of attention. And now they're going to make the dive here through Garage. West side flattens Zelsis all over him like moss on a rock. No chance to recover. And the site's swarming with red.
Yeah, just a sheriff bullet penetration going through default box. And now two players from GX ready to face onto Zelsis. He doesn't want to take that duel right now, though. He can just take things easy, slow down.
It coming. That paranoia doesn't hit Narrate, so he can stand a bit of first to the action. Not Grabinho on Flickless again, surely not. It's the Polish player alone. Zelsis waits for him to step out into the sun.
He's silent. After that, drone was early, second caught, but quickly gets that shot off before going down to the classic.
No stone unturned for Sentinels on this A side of the map, and Zekin barely gets out of that one alive. Now though, GX are going to have to play the A side retake, always difficult, with nothing board up. They do have all the breach util at least to spend, but the gamble stack does not eventuate.
Zelsis even waiting on this late little wrap through B. I have to say, it's tough for me to kind of rank where Sen are at with Haven in terms of their map pool right now. You know, map pool was something that Kaplan discussed heavily as an aspect of the game that they need to work on heading into these global events to actually get a trophy.
In like a 2-1-2 or even a 3-1-1.
Eyes are down.
Sen have maneuvered all the way back to this C side, which was vacant. Westside wants to get in backside. Will anyone actually be here in time to assist him, though? He wants to break the recon that might come in on that top left side, but it doesn't. It's just a drone, yeah.
Okay, well, they've got presence, though. You'll notice that he's been joined by Grabinho. Plenty of GX players here now. They're going to be lit as they come around the corner. Zekin, no tracks back and then forward. Almost had the better of Ara. But the guy is a little too quick with it. West side, backside, caught out. And Cloud, not inside. He is still making his way over. And has the unenviable task of making his way into C from defense spawn side.
So GX are able to rotate everyone into backside. Sen really slowed things down, but then eventually I do feel that that kind of played to their advantage. They get a lot of clean fights at the end there. Cloud even caught by Narrate. Those with the two approaches here to Neon. Westside has made his way into this backside that should be cleaned up, yeah. It's this double controller with the Viper that has really been the trend in Americas versus the very classic approach to running Neon on Haven, where you're running double initiator with Breach and Sova. And I think a lot of people do have concerns when they see teams picking Breach on maps that aren't Sunset right now. And I do think that's valid, but Giantx have shown a real proficiency with that agent still, where their sequencing of utility is really effective. Their timings are usually impeccable.
Honestly,
They're certainly going to have to be if they want to win this map against Sen, who are going to be at 4.
I think the KJ choice over the Cypher is an interesting one to examine. The turret lets you usually on the attack side watch for any pushes out of garage, and lockdown is pretty awesome to force retake circumstances on that A side especially, which is so hard to get back into. But GX here don't really see any way to make an inroads on the map. Cloud always seems to just
Wants to get in there.
dangerous though. Yeah. Knew there'd be some utility to draw over. Cloud overextends onto the side. It was ultimately a fake for Sen. Something that's been in their wheelhouse a lot in the past. GX though, convinced that was for real, and they get punished for it.
They have just been baited into all of these angles. Aura is absolutely going to be saving this off. Really excellent calling there from John, I feel. Just activating that same early util on C that drew all the rotates on the bonus round that they converted.
Oh,
wow,
no
he's even going to
way.
catch this kill onto Aura.
It's free, man.
Not going to be held by a single GX player who was indexed in that mid play.
Yep. I like the set play. It give a lot of map control over, allow to contain, but there's no pressure coming from C Long because there's KJ util that can obviously read it as it comes.
This round is as good as done. Nice shot from Zek, and Westside was already
He's back.
on
Zek is back.
such low HP.
Ara and Cloud don't have a lot to say about this round, I suspect. Just as likely to disappear in a puff of smoke. Set up inside garage here, and once again there will be a player late in the round for Sentinels trying to punish this. And no one's looking in Zelsa's direction, and yet Cloud whips on him.
Somewhere. This time, Sen, they want to go very fast towards A. Teleport cross from Bang, but he's caught. He's stunned.
Okay, well, Sentinels conditioned to a little bit of a slower early round from GX and don't really see the mid pop from them in the previous one, so think they can still play in that fashion.
And there's a stronger A fight from GX. I do like to see that, but this is a good response from Sen. They have gone so quickly towards this C side. Can GX flood in to support Westside now?
Westside Tux gets the perfect drop, and Zekin is lit inside that cage. Too easy for the Cypher, and finally Westside gets himself onto the board kill-wise. John, not the timing would have hoped for, I suspect. And now Narrate, unsuccessful in trying to crack the remainder of this C-side open. Finally.
But again, it's that play from before, the relay bolt, paranoia, and
Narrate takes his
Marika.
space back though. He's there in a second, Wyatt. Ara brought down. Just impales himself on his own sword by the looks of things, but there's that Hunter's Fury that comes off for GX, a big part of their early aggressive play. Zekin's got to get across the window, lucky to be alive, but could still be spammed down as Grabino wants to push up outside of lobby. Chaotic early round, leaves Sentinels down to 2.
Yeah, Westside stayed fully committed out of garage, caught off Celsius, and now the neural theft would
buddy.
reveal these remaining 2 players. It's a 1v1. Oh, Second won that round, looking very different. A crucial pickup for Flickless. GX, they have to convert this.
They got all the info. John can't get anything done outside of the purview of GX. They know it all. Now, those thin walls may be his undoing. Flickless wants to step up. Brawl and doing it again.
They want to fight for this A lobby. Very hard. Grabino gets the first. He gets the second even.
This is where that came from. Zelsis was cut down in the corner there, and Bang is revealed, able to take 2. That's all he's going to get. That's the best he can do to give John a shot in this round. The money starting to dwindle. It's getting a little low for Sentinels, as this would be their 3rd consecutive round they've given away to the defenders.
GX, they are a team that can just suddenly capture the pace of the game and take it over. Feels like these past 3 rounds have been faster than an entire bye round from the beginning of this first half.
John here has to keep it simple. Not surging out in that long direction. Has to make a correction here for Cloud, and he's in mid. Zelsis needs to stay alive for this lockdown to be a factor in this round. But he has to know Westside is playing close. Wins it out. That is an important correction to flick to the head. That downs the enemy Cypher. Now does A-side starting to crumble. Crack for Grabino. Emerges with 2 very important kills. That is going to put GX with a shot in this round. A real one now as Ara gets close, wants to challenge it. Bang, cannot keep up. It's too pacey. Headshot, no dink onto Ara. Doesn't slow him down for a second.
How has that happened? GX were fully expecting a seaside hit.
Bro, they're not going to get to cross for free. They've got to get past Cloud, and then final boss Ara is waiting there towards mid-window.
This is so bizarre. I mean, look at
30
Sen
seconds
on the map.
30 seconds left.
Time short, bang, deep into spawn. Ends up being a 1-for-1.
They still need to get the spike to his side.
Got to be Ara. They can't get past him. Second slides in, and he takes matters into his own hands. Spike recovered, but a pivot, a wise one, across the map will send them to see a site they've got little info, but can sort of guess that it's bereft of defenders. Zekin has to stick this, no choice.
Caught by the trip, doesn't matter. Going to get the spike down. Now how do Sentinels position themselves here? Lockdown thrown on default. Yeah, GX, they really don't have an opportunity to break it, and Zekin wants to take the space that it's creating.
Doesn't want to over-push there. Cam dealt with. Delsus also has to play a little bit slower.
Yeah, now GX, they have to think someone could be positioned in garage right now, surely.
They're not checking for it. No one's... Okay, West Side is watching it. Will you see the barrel? Yes, wins it out. That leaves second now. Oh, God, you hate to be in this spot. Has to play long in the post plant. Tough to really spam this down. Gravino on Spike, and Zekin's not 100% sure exactly where he is. He's going to have to spray through, and he gets there! Hits. GX uncharacteristically played this round slow to start with. Bang, same sort of bait play. Onside paranoia, but Ara's there to check if it's the real deal.
That immediate bolt thrown down so no one can try to trade. Needs to get out of the way of the drone, but is a little bit too slow.
Viper's peek here, thrown inside B. Gravino now going to be decayed down if he lingers for too long. And Senna just headed elsewhere, leaving John behind to kick this pit up. But eventually he's going to leave too.
West Side on the angle. No, Celsius is coming. He saw the barrel, and now he can use that cage to get back towards Plat. Wants to reposition, but a little bit too early. No one there to help.
Really exposed himself. Really showed too much leg there, Wyatt. And Zekin Franklin was waiting for a drift at the back of the site. The cyber cage wasn't enough to obscure him.
John, low HP, Narrate wins that out.
Foot off the gas so far for Giantx. Serving this round over to Sentinels. And Cloud, the IGL needs to get into the side in a 1v3, already down to 70. It's always good for one. That much we've learned today. But digging this high-low setup out is all but impossible.
Two, it's that B side that could be open, garage could be open, and GX have just picked the absolute perfect moment to get in, exactly as Sen give it up.
Or Sen picked the worst moment to give it up. It really depends how you want to look at
Glass half full, half empty.
Yep.
Depends on your point of view.
Well, I think either way it's about to be spilled over the cobblestones, Wyatt.
And now Flickless does have that fault line back, so he can throw that out towards main, stall out the center retake.
Narrate can't really drop out of heaven here. He is too low. And then having to play the retake up for making the right call on the side. It's not too bad. Ara with the stopping power, a back truck. Deals with Zekin at least, but Zelsis is there. Narrate here from up on high. Judging the peasants, he will drop down onto the box, but makes some noise. He gets a bit of damage on Flickless, but not enough to write home about. And it's John Grabinho. 32 points of health left for the Moroccan mastermind. He needs to step up. He sees the shoulder of the Omen, but Grabinho doesn't give him enough to work with. Ghosts here to facilitate for their duelist. Be equipped as well as possible in the early stages. The double swing potential here as Narrate shows shoulder, but sees Ara coming. Might try and play off some of this U-tilt. And well, the Outlaw does his job. Just flattens these Under Armour targets. West side, yes, that's nice.
And lovely little shot. That aftershock good as well to push Narrate out earlier. Fault line comes through a little bit too late, but yeah, don't think John will be getting away from this one.
Well, we call that taking responsibility for what we start. Ball load basically chunked him down to minimal amounts of health. Celsius here will look to simply exit the round, hoping to get some value, even trade himself up. Never not shilling. You got to respect it. Also, the homage to Sufat BB, his quote-unquote boyfriend, as was discussed in the press conference. He was expressed some, regret that Wolves couldn't be present here. And I think seeing how they showed up in Toronto, many of us would feel the same.
Just going to wait out to go down to the spike explosion, unless maybe Ara does go towards that B side. Nope, just going to run towards spawn. Hold up, wait. Potential for an orb.
All right, makes it a noise. There it is, Elsis.
The alarm bot in that spot will often be broken by a shock dart from Cloud. That's usually the standard. Zekin does spot out Ara in Garage. GX are getting a lot of map control right now, but Aura goes down to Zelsis.
Yeah, just to send try and get 3 players on C, they've realized that they need to get in that B direction, and that's nice from Zek and Grabinho's. Mostly been good for their first one in this series.
Yeah, this is GX taking a lot of liberties on their bonus round. Going for some individual plays to turn the tides. Cloud going to be able to plant in this default spot, but now in the 3 versus 5, what can GX do realistically?
Only Bang and Zek and susceptible to the one shot from the Outlaw right now.
And of course,
play it safe.
You know, when you're retaking on this B side, that's where this Viper Wall can come in handy as well. It's just a natural smoke for main.
Narrate takes a hit for that, tries to get him through the wall. Flickless finds Zekin on the other side, getting in from the garage side of the map, and Zelsis will be slowed up to that effect as well. Caught in the fault line. But John says no more breach util, no more breach, in fact. Down Flickless, puts center the player advantage, but now they're going to deal with this setup from Cloud, and Bang was the only player not set up to deal with that. Defused goes Zelsis, living dangerously and punished.
Aura wants to just draw out a little attention, a little spam, maybe find out if someone was hiding wrapped around the drone's view.
This garage spot's starting to become a little more relevant now, Wyatt. As is a commitment here by GX towards the B side of the map. Bang sees Zara coming a mile off and is able to down him. John, patient, collected. And he'll have himself a frag. Second now with that fast lane, trying to get in Grabinho's direction. It's a bit of wayward, ham-fisted. And Zelsis is now finally on the wrap. But this spike's headed on to B. They are going to end here. West side, though, in a safe corner. Grabinho has the line covered, and Zelsis only has a classic. This is looking terrible for Sentinels.
Not going.
West side knows he's going to get some action because the alarm bot is now no longer effective inside garage. Zekin's got to take it up himself.
And Grabinho, he had that from the shadow, so he can use that paranoia on A and get right back to the pack on C. So they have 4 ready to get in that site. And they've got Westside, this late lurk through garage. Flickless might even be a second player. Maybe Westside goes first, takes contact.
The timing here is beautiful. Westside so patient, so calculated. Emerges just as John had his back turned. Some spray air out from Zelsis. Ara took a hit, but most of that is decay down from the poison orb. Westside, though, has eventually fallen. Zelsis, his spray through that smoke yields a kill.
Flickless, quite low in HP as well, but one away from the Rolling Thunder. If there's a way that he can find a kill, that could certainly be enough to convert on this 4 versus 5.
Every other Sen player also 1 orb away from ultimate. They could rip that, but Ara
look
just
at that
gets
confidence.
no other swing into that as well. There's no response. Ara doesn't linger for long enough either way. Grabinho in trouble, though, getting hammered out by that molly. Flickless has to stand tall on the side. His teammate is on the other side of that smoke, so needs to ping them out.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're doing it again. Hunter's Fury.
I mean, surely Cloud doesn't repeat the Zekin from back here.
Doesn't quite have a bead drawn on the spike location. The smoke comes down.
And need to retake on A. So Sen, they're just cool with playing over towards this C side. Second back site.
They might call for a narrate Hunter's Fury here from Spawn. Second, though, holding on it. Might have hit this heard this TP come in. There's Cloud spotted. Yep, Hunter's Fury going to come from the Spawn side. Grabinho walks to the sight line of Zekin, reveals himself, even though it was John that took the kill. Now looking to anchor. This Hunter's Fury slows things up for GX, but they are committed to this site, and Zekin is more than happy to hear it. There's the step up from West side, and the anchors are down.
Recon broken. Just Sen trying to get back in while the spike is being planted.
They know he's going to be there
right now.
Shock dart, though, not enough to clear him out. Narrate is down as Cloud just finds the timing to leave that corner. The lockdown is going to give that control back to the defenders. How deep into the site can they get?
Just going to come down to spam.
That's how we have our expectations set. Yeah, Sentinels don't have a lot to disrupt util-wise.
Cloud gets that recon back, and the fault line is up.
Zelsis lucky to be alive as he's able to get away. Recon doesn't reveal Bang, so he goes for it again. But look at the crosshair placement for Cloud. He basically knows exactly where Bang is. Round. Full retake for Sentinels with Overdrive and a Phantom.
Despite, unfortunately, having wasted that breach ultimate, the Rolling Thunder, a couple rounds ago, Flickless has made a lot of progress towards getting one for the end of this game. Could be used at a pivotal moment to close this out for GX. But right now, they have to win this 5-on-5 retake. They have the better weapons to do it.
So far, Westside's able to get clear of that paranoia, but Flickless was impacted. Here's the push backside. Ara, just the player you want to stem the flow of Sentinels players, and they get absolutely bloody trounced.
GX, who we still don't know how the hell they made it here.
And honestly, the work that GX have put in over the last couple of months is really showing fruit.
No, we certainly get it now. Hunter's Fury from Cloud coming into that site, not getting any tags. GX will slow things down for but a moment. Relay Bolt. Now Aura through.
Sen have lost their re-clear info, though, off this overkill. And GX don't quite have the stall for the post plant. No controllers up for the attack side here, and yet that allows Bang just to peer into the mix, see what is there. West side served up. They'll stay in the site. GX more than happy to fight tooth and nail for this space they've claimed. It's going to be John looking for a timing for a swing. Again! It's these refights in the site where GX are just better.
Now it's just Bang. Has to clear Graffiti, but there's a crossfire from the drop. He gets that first up to Aura, but GX Flickless just one orb away from getting that Rolling Thunder narrate on the angle.
Gonna get a lot of action, and there's Aura once again, steps up.
A bit too much action than he hoped for. Bang is committing to the backside anchor.
Pinked out, no, he's there, he's cut down so easily, it's on second again. 2 kills will have to be enough for John and Zelsis to put it together.
West side on the lurk, isolates John. It's all on Zelsis, miles away, only has the stinger. Flickless even has the Rolling Thunder on account of the plant. This one is as good as done.
Not the auspicious opening that Sen City were hoping for as they took to the stage here in Paris. But it's much the same fashion that they'd limped out of America's playoffs with. Question marks over the map pool, question marks over the individuals, question marks over their postseason prospects. But now we have an answer, at least for now.
Up against a GX team that finished 7th, 8th in kickoff, 9th, 10th stage 1. They bring in Aura, they bring in Flickless, and they've just won their first game.